Real quick before the video starts, I have a new channel based around green tech stories on 4chan, and I'll be uploading videos daily over there. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to the channel in the description. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Angry Widow in the relationship subreddit. The post is titled, "My husband passed away, and now his best friend is trying to control his services." I'll try to make this brief. My husband, Jonah, passed away unexpectedly a month ago from a stroke. I do not want to get specific about that part. It is the worst pain I have ever felt in my entire life, and I am still not sure how I am ever going to move on. We were married for 5 years, together for 7. The past 2 years, we had been trying for a baby, but we're just getting to the point of considering in vitro fertilization when he died. Jonah had a close friend in high school named Marjorie. Marjorie also ended up going to the same university as he did, and they spent a lot of time together during those college years. Jonah said that he liked Marjorie's company, but never felt anything beyond friendship with her, which I totally believe. Jonah dated other women during that period, but told me that several times Marjorie hinted that she wanted him to ask her out. She also joked about wanting him to be her plan B in case she did not meet someone and get married by 30. By the time I had started dating Jonah, he had moved a couple of hours away from his hometown. Despite this, Marjorie immediately began finding excuses to come to our town and hang out, which usually involved her encouraging us to go drinking and then her passing out on the couch at Jonah's apartment. I did not mind her for the most part, but she had a habit of saying things like, "You know you ruined our marriage pact," and pointing out all the things she knew about him. Over the course of our relationship, and especially after we got married, Jonah definitely put some distance into his relationship with Marjorie. He confided in me that he felt he had outgrown her and that they really had little in common anymore. He stopped responding to her invitations to hang out as often, though he would occasionally call to catch up out of guilt, especially when she would text him or leave messages saying she was so sad he was ignoring her and the like. But now he is gone. I had him cremated like he wanted. We have not done the memorial service yet. It was too hard for me to even imagine during the first couple of weeks. And I also wanted to give time for some out-of-state people to make travel plans. The memorial is this weekend. However, 2 weeks ago, I received an email from Marjorie, sent to around 60 people, including Jonah's family, saying that she was holding a memorial service for Jonah in the town where they grew up, the day before his memorial here. I was completely blown away, seeing as she had not mentioned anything to me or even attempted to call. Along with the details, the email said that she was planning the memorial in light of the fact that no other service had yet been held in his memory, and he deserved to be laid to rest with honor. For the record, she was invited to the memorial I've been planning and knew it was happening. I called her, of course, and told her that while I appreciated her willingness to help with Jonah's goodbye, I was already planning a service for him that would involve all of his family and friends. She immediately went on the defensive and said that she had only started to plan a service when she realized I was not willing to do it in a timely manner. I told her that the timing was not her choice to make, but that if she wanted to have a memorial of some kind, to please just add on the invitation that his official memorial was going to be held this weekend. She said fine. I sent a message to all of Jonah's invited friends and family to make sure that they knew the real service with both of our families was going to be here, and then I just washed my hands of the whole thing. This week, I received a message on Facebook from Jonah's cousin saying that Marjorie, who has apparently blocked me on Facebook, created an event for Jonah's official memorial service, her memorial, and invited everyone she possibly could. I have been getting blown up with emails asking which day the memorial is and where. I am honestly furious. I do not have the emotional energy to deal with this. I ended up putting a post up on my wall reiterating the date of his service here and asking people to please share it. Thankfully, I think the older members of the family do not use Facebook or email very often, so most of them have not been confused, but a lot of people now think that Marjorie's service is the real one. I called Marjorie again, asking her to add an addendum to her event, saying that his actual memorial was going to be here. She told me that Jonah would have wanted it this way, and that if I could not appreciate her efforts, I was not invited to say goodbye to Jonah. I told her that was fine, seeing as I had already said goodbye to Jonah when I held him as he died. She hung up. Apparently, she is now spreading information to her mutual friends with Jonah, saying that he was planning on leaving me because I was not able to conceive. She also said that we had approached her to carry a baby for us, all absolute lies. His cousin sent me a screenshot of a text where she said that Jonah always thought we would have the cutest baby together, and that Angry Widow does not understand how much he wants children. I'm at a loss as to what to do. I do not care what she says about me, but she is now tarnishing my husband's memory, especially saying that he wanted to divorce. Jonah would never have left me, and anyone that knows him at all knows that we were committed to each other above all else. I need to figure out how to tell this woman to go away without encouraging her to spread more lies. And I also want to just forget the whole thing and crawl in bed and never get up again. Help me, please. Update. I apologize for not updating sooner, but a lot happened in the last couple of days. Thank you to everyone who offered help and advice. For those who offered monetary assistance, Jonah and I were in a stable financial position. I am going to be comfortable until I decide to go back to work. Your willingness to help was deeply appreciated, and I am truly bowled over by your kindness. I took the advice of the majority of comments and called the chapel where Marjorie was planning her service. I spoke with the pastor, who immediately told me that he had been trying to get in touch with me regarding the service. Apparently, both Jonah and Marjorie had grown up in that church. I am not religious, and neither was Jonah as an adult. My voicemail had been flooded, so it is definitely plausible that I overlooked his call. He immediately expressed how sorry he was to hear of Jonah's loss, and said he had received my contact information from Jonah's great aunt, who still attends there. He said he was surprised when Marjorie asked to have a service for Jonah, but she had claimed that Jonah and I were separated and I did not want to be involved. He had been trying to follow up with me, but obviously that did not happen. He was very apologetic and said that we could cancel the service or move forward in any way that felt right to me. He said he knew the church members would appreciate the service since many of them remembered Jonah as a boy, but obviously Marjorie would no longer have a role. I agreed that the service could go forward. He called to speak with Marjorie after our conversation and informed her that she was no longer welcome to participate in the organization of the service after her behavior. He would not tell me all that she said, but said she was distraught, and he recommended some mental health and spiritual services to her that he hopes she accepts. She apparently apologized for lying and asked to speak with me, but I declined. I feel bad if she is truly contrite, but I just have too much on my plate right now. We had 2 beautiful services for my husband, first the one at his hometown church, and then the non-religious one that I planned. Everyone who came wanted to honor Jonah, and that is all that really matters. I was told a dozen stories about him that I had never heard before, and I laughed so hard I cried, then cried some more. My cousin was on the lookout for Marjorie, and I honestly did not think about her the whole weekend. She turned up for the first service, and the pastor ended up speaking with her, unbeknownst to me. My cousin says he was sympathetic but firm and told her that her presence there would be inappropriate. Surprisingly, she left without fuss. I am still not sure this situation is entirely resolved, but I got to lay my husband to rest in the way he deserved, and that is the most important thing to me right now. Thanks everyone for your support. Update 2. I am not sure if anyone will remember this post, but I thought I would update since it has been a few months. I have not been checking my inbox, and I am sort of amazed I remembered the password at all, but I appreciate all of you who sent encouraging messages. It means a great deal to me. It has been around 5 months since Jonah died, and honestly, it still feels like I am waking up and living the same day over and over again. I am in therapy, but the feeling of grief has not subsided whatsoever. Everything reminds me of Jonah, and I still feel like half of me is gone. I am considering moving out of the country, or at least to a different state, but I also feel like a piece of Jonah is here in the house where we lived. Even worse, Marjorie has still not disappeared. I deleted my social media a couple of months ago in an attempt to simplify my life, but my cousin, who also knows Marjorie, let me know that she has been recently posting photos of herself on Facebook with Jonah. Some were from several years ago, but she was saying things like, "I still miss my man every day, and I cannot wait until Jonah's baby arrives." She is apparently pregnant and claiming that the baby is my husband's. She has also photoshopped his face onto several photos, some on another shirtless male posing semi-suggestively with her. The photoshopping is pretty good, but it is obviously not my husband's body. People have been saying things like, "Congratulations, we know you'll be a great mother to Jonah's child." Nobody I knew, thankfully. It honestly made me feel sick, and I went and laid in bed pretty much all day. I hate that she is getting to me like this, but I cannot stand the thought that she is claiming my husband was unfaithful to me and that people are believing it. One bright note is Marjorie's brother, who also knew Jonah. On one of her recent posts, he commented, "What the heck, Marjorie? I spoke to Jonah like 2 weeks before he died, and he said he was trying for a baby with Angry Widow. You guys were just friends. This is awful, and you know it." The post was deleted a couple of hours later. I do not know what to do anymore. I do not have the energy to battle with this woman, but I am infuriated and hurt by this blatantly disrespectful pack of lies that she is spreading. My cousin called her and asked that she remove the photos, but she apparently said that Angry Widow can go to hell. She just does not want to accept that Jonah wanted a baby with me more, and she could not give him one. I am lost, guys. What can I do about this? It seems like all I can do is sit and watch this crazy woman try to convince Jonah's friends and family that he never loved me. Edit. I just spoke with Marjorie's brother, who called to tell me that Marjorie is not pregnant, but seems to truly believe that she is. He asked her how far along she is, and she said 5 months, but she is still completely flat. He is not sure if she is lying or if she actually believes she is having a child with my husband. He asked her when they conceived, and she mentioned a date that he knew we had been on vacation. Final update. A lot has happened since my last update. Hopefully, this will be the end of the story. Marjorie's brother became very concerned after speaking to me and apparently questioned Marjorie extensively about her behavior. She continued to claim that she was pregnant with Jonah's baby and that they had had a lengthy affair, but the details did not add up. The brother knew Jonah pretty well and was generally aware of his work schedule, etc. She said they were meeting at a hotel at lunchtime 3 days a week, but he knew that Jonah came home for lunch with me every day. Stuff like that. He went home late that night to sleep on it. After he went home, Marjorie came over to see me at 3 a.m. She started screaming at me to come outside, saying that I had ruined her relationship with Jonah and how happy they were before me, etc., etc. I called the police and her brother, who both arrived around the same time. She pushed the police officer, who tried to ask her what was going on and was immediately arrested. I felt bad for her brother, but he just apologized to me repeatedly. Marjorie yelled expletives and tried to demand special treatment because the police were apparently hurting her baby by keeping her in the car. I gave a statement and they left. I'm not exactly sure what happened after, but her brother says she is now under psychiatric evaluation and is apparently struggling with a mental disorder that he would not name. She has apparently not taken her medication in 2 years. I did not ask for details, but it seems she is going to get some help. I'm not pressing any sort of charges. Her brother also linked me to his post on social media where he made it very clear that Marjorie has been having some difficulties and absolutely none of what she said about Jonah is true. I am glad this seems to be over, but I have decided I need a fresh start no matter what. I am looking for a job out of state, and I will be doing my best to leave my life with Jonah behind. Thank you all for your help and encouragement. The Silky Bat said, "Poor OP, having to bury her husband and then endure his disturbed ex-friend, creating so much painful chaos is heartbreaking. I hope OP is safe, and I sincerely hope that Marjorie gets the help she clearly needs." Literally, Little Huff said, "Unrequited love plus untreated mental health problems equals one crazy ex-friend. I cannot even feel bad for Marjorie. She created her own problems by refusing to let go and not taking her medication." This next post was made in the relationship advice subreddit by a throwaway account. The post is titled, "My GF told me she was with a friend," but that friend was actually with my picking out an engagement ring. How do I confront my GF about her lie? God, this is a doozy. I swear my life feels like a movie right now. Sorry for the weird formatting. I am on mobile and this is my first time posting on a subreddit like this. I am 28 years old and am planning on proposing to my girlfriend of 3 years who is 26. Now, I suck at picking out jewelry. I am the type of guy who does not see a problem with heart-shaped jewelry. Seriously, why is it considered so ugly? So every time I want to buy something for my girl, I usually consult one of our mutual friends. My girl's best friends are all friends with me as well, and we all get along well, so asking them for help picking out jewelry is something I am used to. When it came time to pick out a ring, I consulted my girlfriend's best friend Justine. Justine and I are quite close, and she knows my girlfriend better than anyone, including me. So when my girlfriend went out to visit her sister and baby nephew, I invited Justine over to the house to help pick out a ring. Justine and I looked through a few catalogs, but decided it was a dead end and it would be better to go to professionals at a jewelry store. However, I did not know when my girlfriend would be coming home, so Justine and I thought of a clever text to gauge how much time we had. I asked her when she'd be coming home as I was ordering takeout and wanted to know when to tell them to have the food ready by. She responded by saying it would be a few hours as she met up with Justine to go shopping. Now, obviously, this took me by surprise since Justine was standing inside my house. I showed Justine the text and she looked as confused as I was. It is not out of the ordinary for my girlfriend to meet up with people out of the blue like that for shopping, lunch, etc. She is a very spontaneous person and loves making plans on the fly. So ordinarily, I would have believed this text in a heartbeat. However, obviously this had to be a lie. When she came home, she acted completely normal and I played along, but it has been really hard to act like everything is fine. We got takeout, ate together, and cuddled on the couch after. So far, she has caught on a little that something is upsetting me, but I just cannot tell her what. Looking at her kills me. I do not know what to do. My girlfriend and I have zero trust issues and we tell each other everything, so this lie is killing me. I want to ask her about it so badly, but if I tell her I knew she was lying, I would have to explain why, and I really do not want to do that. What do? I know she lied to me, but I do not know how to confront her about it. Should I just forget it? This will not stop gnawing at me. Please help. Edit, I am sorry for the lack of responses. It has been a hectic day and there are a lot of comments. Thank you to everyone who has commented so far. I appreciate them all. Edit number 2. Sorry again for the lack of responses, guys. It has really been a crazy day. My parents are moving and I've been helping them. Also, I have never experienced this many comments on a post in my life. I am going to talk to her tonight once we are both finally settled in after such a busy day, and I will update tomorrow. Update. Oh my goodness, where to begin? My last post received far more attention than I could have ever imagined. Suffice it to say, it was a little overwhelming. Seriously, the number of people begging for an update was somewhat dehumanizing in a way, as if I were not a person going through something but more of a story. But I understand. I just want to say thank you so very much for all of the support and wonderful comments. I received a lot of great advice that helped me tackle the issue head on. I also received many very kind comments and messages. It was awesome. I also received numerous comments that made me realize how toxic this subreddit can be. There were many comments that simply said things like, "She is cheating, it is over," and "Do not even confront her, just leave." It is advice like that that can ruin relationships that just need a little work. Thank you as well to the people who told me to hit my girlfriend, called me an embarrassment to my gender, and best of all, told me I should encourage an affair because it would lead to great experiences for me later in life. You gave me a good chuckle. Now, on to the update. I decided to confront my girlfriend. I considered using some of the lies people suggested, but they simply would not make sense. To say I ran into Justine somewhere, well, I told my girlfriend I had to stay home and do stuff around the house, and that is why I could not accompany her to see my sister-in-law. To say Justine was helping me pick out jewelry, it does not make sense for her to come all the way to our house to help me pick out a piece of jewelry unless it was a serious piece, like an engagement ring. If I just wanted to get her a piece of jewelry as a a gift, I would ask her friends for suggestions or have them send me pictures of jewelry she might like. It all happens over text. None of the excuses made sense. So I decided to be honest. I basically said that I knew we had been thinking about marriage and she probably knew a proposal was coming soon, so I invited Justine over to help me find her the perfect ring. And that so happened to be the day she said she would be seeing her, so what is the deal? She immediately started grinning and prodding me about proposing and the ring, but then we returned to the topic of where she was and she confessed what she was really doing. No, she was not cheating, and no, she was not picking out a ring for me. The number of times that was commented was crazy. Some people are dog people and some people are cat people. As for me, I am a snake person. I grew up with snakes my whole life, but I never felt I was able to get one because my girlfriend has always been uneasy about living with a snake, which I completely respected. Also, the process of buying and raising a snake is very different from that of buying and raising a dog or cat. It is quite complicated. So you can imagine my surprise when my girlfriend showed me a picture of her holding the cutest Kenyan sand boa I have ever seen. Needless to say, my girlfriend was going to surprise me with a snake. We are picking her up next week. Let me know if you want pet photos. She is so cute. I definitely did not expect this, and I feel bad for ruining the surprise, but oh well, life is good. Sorry if this is not the ending you wanted or expected, just a snake. Thank you for reading. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, Gamersupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.